How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode. The last two videos we dealt with our fish tanks. We dealt with our giant 225 gallon with the muskie, then our smaller one with the bluegill. Now, as you guys saw in yesterday's video, I got all my reels serviced and I got cabin fever with bass fishing. I just cannot wait to go to Texas and use them. I got to use them today. So I have the idea. I don't have any line though, so we need to go to Walmart and try to complete an impossible $10 challenge. I'm only going to spend $10. I'm going to get some line and then a lure to hopefully catch bass on here in Illinois. You got a problem? Now, in my head, this challenge is close to impossible for two main reasons. One, I'm only giving myself $10 to spend at Walmart for line and lures to catch fish on today. And number two is the weather, the fishing conditions we are presented with today, because a couple days ago, probably 4 or 5 days ago, we had 8 inches of ice on all the lakes and ponds around here in Chicago. However, it got 60 degrees. We had like 1.5 inches, 2 inches of rain, and all that ice turned to water. So what we have right now is like 33 to 35 degree water in the dead of winter that is up a good foot and muddy as hell. Just about the worst bass fishing conditions you could possibly think of, but I'm going to try to tackle it today in a Walmart challenge. All right, we got our big, giant, super Walmart here. We're gonna stay under $10 before tax, because you gotta keep in mind, I live in Chicago. We have ridiculous taxes, so $10 before taxes. All right, so that is the line I got, and then this is the lure I got. Now, I didn't film much in this aisle because, look at this, look what's going on in this aisle. Now, there's only 1 or 2 employees in that aisle right now, but like just a minute ago, there was like 5 of them. The shelves are completely torn apart. I was amazed they even had lures on the shelves right now because it's February. No one's fishing right now. They're restocking the shelves. So, but I was lucky enough to get striking little lipless crankbait and some 10-pound mono, and this should come to just around 10 bucks. So that was obviously a horrible time to go to Walmart and try to buy lures. I mean, they had over half their stock they didn't even have on the shelves right now. They were redoing everything, but we got lucky enough to pick up these two. Hopefully there's gonna be a bass dumb enough to eat this today, because this is not the best fishing day. Okay, we've got our setup all dialed in. We've got a stiff north wind blowing in our face. That's not gonna be ideal for casting. I've got my winter ice fishing boots on because I know this ground is just gonna be so incredibly muddy. This water is choco milk. How to fix the drag, but wow. Now, I bought mono fishing line because that's the only thing I could fit within $10, but typically when fishing lipless crankbaits, I don't go anything. See, like right here's the problem. On mono, you're not gonna feel when you got crap on your bait, and the fish won't bite it unless it's pretty clean. The fish aren't gonna bite a lipless crankbait if it's got weeds and muck all over it. When I'm fishing lipless crankbait, I prefer braid. Fluoro is obviously good too. That's what most people use it. I just like braid because I like to always rip it out of the weeds. But yeah, see on this one too, I got a bunch of gunk. Now, the reason I went with a lipless crankbait is because these fish are still completely dead, asleep, lethargic because it's winter. They're not going to be eating anything, and a lipless crankbait is a great way to like force a reaction strike, because I could sit out here with a jig or shaky head all day and maybe get one to eat it. But if a lipless crankbait runs in one of their faces, I have a decent chance of them just snapping at it. Whenever people ask me a recommendation in super early spring or like really late fall of what to throw, I always direct them to a lipless crankbait because that's what I've had the most luck on. I would have been destroyed in gym shoes here. Very glad I chose the boots. Hopefully I can catch a fish on this pond. If not, then I don't know what the hell happened there. Hopefully I can catch a fish at this pond. If not, then I'm gonna have to switch ponds, but I might have to just switch ponds to get out of this north wind because she is brutal. I'm picking up stuff on every cast, but I have not lost hope yet. I've only been here for about 10-15 minutes, and I know all it takes is that one cast to get an inch from his nose. Once the water warms up, the lipless crankbait works just as well, but my favorite pre-spawn lure is a chatterbait. See, look at this. This is just, yeah. That's what I want to be in. Some good green weeds, not the leaves. There's dead matter floating around the surface and in the mid-water column all over the pond, so it does not make fishing with treble hooks very easy. So this is when I like braid. I can tell I got something on the lure. If I had braid on, I could just rip it really hard, and there's no stretch in braid, so it'll rip that lure away and oftentimes rip whatever's on the hooks. it'll take it off the hooks. Like as you can see with monofilament line, what I'm using right now is just all stretched, so I can't effectively rip stuff off the bait, rip the bait off the bottom, the grass, stuff like that. Come on, Bitsy. You know you want a red-eye shad. Pond's been frozen for over 2 months. You know you want a little lipless crankbait. Now I know a ton of you are sitting there with a horrible case of cabin fever and just waiting to get outside and cast and maybe have the chance to catch a fish or two. I know when I get terrible cabin fever, I don't even care if I catch anything. I just like going out and casting with the tiny chance of catching something. What I would suggest to you guys is don't go on a day like this. Don't go when it's cold, cloudy, windy. Go on a day when it's sunny. It doesn't even have to be that warm, just sunny, little wind. Not only are you gonna enjoy it more, the fish bite better. Trust me, the fish are just like us. When they haven't seen the sun or felt warmth in 4 months, they like that sunlight. Okay, that's it. Cannot fish here. This pond will not work. The cold and the wind is gonna follow me at no matter pond, but I can get to a pond to give myself the best chance of catching a fish and not leaves on every cast. All right, boys and girls, we are not messing around. We are going full send on this video. I got some gloves and I also just drove about 45 minutes to this pond because this is the only other pond I've ever had luck in the winter time. However, right now the water at this pond, see I'm stuck on the grate. The water at this pond is probably 3 feet high. I'm not even exaggerating. This drain right here, I don't know if you guys can see that. This drain is usually above water. This is usually dry land all the way to the bottom of the drain pretty much. All these reeds are usually on dry land also. This pond is flooded as hell. But the good thing is that the water's decently clear. It's not that muddy like the other pond was. Typically in the springtime, this rising water would bring the fish up on the banks, but since it's so cold, I don't think it's doing any of that. Oh, this pond is going to be much easier to fish this with. No leaves on every cast. This is amazing. There's a fish. Oh, we caught a fish today, guys. Does this count? Does this count for me completing the challenge? No. But that might explain why there's huge bass in this pond. I had no idea that there were shad in here. Absolutely no idea. See, it's never a waste of time in the wintertime when you can get out and cast open water. That made the trip right there. A bass is just a bonus at this point. What is that? No. 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 I was just about to switch sides of the pond. We've been fishing for about an hour. I fished from that corner all the way to that corner. No takers yet except for that trophy shad. I got one shot of getting this out. I got to get to the other side of it and pop it hard. There's a good view. Water's up, but you can see it's still decently clear. All right, moment of truth. Ah, damn it. Yep, there it goes. Let me see what else I have in my truck. I'm pretty sure I have other lipless crankbaits because I want to keep with the challenge. And I want to prove that a lipless crankbait can catch them in the winter, even in the worst of conditions. Bingo, we found a couple red crankbaits. These are rattle traps too, and they're cheaper than Strike King. So if I would have found these in Walmart, it would have kept me under that $10 mark. Okay, maybe that was a good thing. Maybe everything happens for a reason, and this is what we're gonna catch Big Bertha on. Positive thinking, guys, no matter the conditions or anything really. Positive thinking is the only way to go. Well, here we are. This is a good example of just how high this water really is. I've honest to God never seen this pond this high. There's a path that runs along those woods on that side, and that shoreline right there is typically the best spot. I don't even know if I can get over there, to be honest. I hope I can. Moment of truth. Can I walk along this path? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Wow, this pond is a good 3 feet high, at least if it's this high. See right here? See this path in between the weeds here? That's the typical path that's a good 2 feet above the water level, what it usually is. This pond is so high. If it were the springtime and these fish are about to spawn, a flood like this would be absolutely dynamite because it would push all the fish up in the reeds like this and push them way up tight to the shorelines. One of my very first videos, like my first couple videos, I had absolutely ridiculously epic day of pond fishing at this exact pond when it was flooded, just not nearly this high. I mean, I was still walking the path and it was crazy flooded. I might be able to walk through the woods here. It's gonna hurt a little bit, but I think I can get through. Oh, no, this isn't bad at all. Come on, tree, give me my crankbait back. Oh, is this turning into a total one rod, one reel scene? This is. Come on, trees, I just want to catch a bass. Okay. There is absolutely no room to stand, no room to cast. I mean, there's just trees all over. Let's see if I can do a little sidearm. As good as I'm gonna get. Thank God I kept wearing these winter boots and didn't wear the gym shoes. I'm praying to the fishing gods big time. Oh, that's a fish, that's a fish. That's a fish, that's a fish. It's snagged. What is this? Is this a carp? It's big and it's snagged. I can tell by the way it's fighting. Oh yeah, that's a big carp snagged. The fishing gods rewarded my persistence with a snagged carp right in the ass. Hell yeah. I'll take it. Oh. Oh no, I couldn't even land it. All right, tally on the day. A shad that was snagged in the back, and a carp that was snagged right in the ass. If you want to come out here and snag common carp in the ass just like me, red rattle trap is what you need. I need to get over there to cast better. This was not a good spot. Ugh. Oh, this is so dumb. Why did I go fishing today? What an absolute bummer. Even though I did technically reel in 2 fish, I have failed the impossible $10 Walmart challenge that I set out for myself. The conditions were just way too poor. If I caught a bass, it would have been like the luckiest bass catch of my entire life. Now, typically I would be staying out until sunset. There's like, maybe an hour left in the day, but I gotta get home and have dinner with my parents because my birthday's in 2 days. I will be 23, by the way, but I'm leaving for my big trip to Europe tomorrow, so I won't be able to have dinner with my parents on my birthday, so we're gonna have that tonight. And then I gotta go to bed super early tonight and then wake up super early tomorrow, like 3:30 in the morning early, to try to make the effects of jet lag less terrible, basically, because I've never had jet lag before. I don't know how much it's gonna affect me. For me, it sucks that I won't have an extra hour on this pond because I really, truly think that I could catch a bass out here if I just had 1 more hour. I promise you that no matter the water temperature, conditions, anything, that a lipless crankbait will catch you bass in winter, early spring, late fall, anything. They do catch fish in the worst times of the year. Adios. It's so awesome. That car right there, they called me over when I was filming my video, calling my name. That's awesome. I love seeing my fans out in public. If you ever see me, do not hesitate to say hello. I love meeting you guys. I love meeting the people that make it possible for me to do this and film fishing videos. So all those of you with cabin fever and are just dying to go out and cast, it is not a complete waste of time to get out and cast in your local body of water if you have some open water with a lipless crankbait. I know I didn't exactly show that today. I was not able to catch a bass for you guys, but I promise you it does work. Lipless crankbait in the winter. Well guys, here we are. I'm just so filled with so many different emotions right now. I've hinted this in my last couple of videos, but I am about to embark on a 2-week journey overseas. I'm going to be in Europe over the next couple weeks. I haven't said the first destination yet. First destination I'm going to is Amsterdam for 4 or 5 days. I'm going to be meeting there with my buddy Pat, who you guys have seen in previous videos and absolutely loved when I do videos with him. He's a guy that doesn't really know anything about fishing. You guys just find him hilarious because he owns up to it, you know. But this plan came to form earlier this week because I didn't really have anything going on for the next week and a half. The latter half of this trip is going to be with John, and to call the second leg of this Europe trip epic would be a disgrace to what we are going to do. I will leave it at that. It's going to be one of the coolest things that has ever been filmed in fishing on YouTube. And I know that's a massive statement, huge statement, and we gotta back it up, but it's that epic, guys, trust me. The reason I'm going to Amsterdam right now is Pat is there for work right now. He told me he was gonna stay a couple extra days and wanted me to come in for the weekend and a little bit into next week for him. It's now Friday, so I was like, sure, I have nothing going on. I'm young, I love traveling, so I want to take these experiences while I can and while I don't have many responsibilities, because I can't be just flying to Amsterdam on a whim when I'm 30, you know? I want to do this all right now when I'm 22. I'm going to be 23 tomorrow, so it's just going to be an epic birthday for myself. However, there's some cool fishing to do in Amsterdam. I know it's a long shot, but if any of you guys are watching this, live in Amsterdam, live around Amsterdam, have any tips about canal fishing in Amsterdam, please let me know, because I think it would be so epic to film a couple videos fishing the canals in Amsterdam, because I've read that the fishing is actually pretty decent. It might be a little cold for this time of year, but if I can get out there and do some fishing, it will be very much worth it. So any of you, again, if you live in Amsterdam, I know it's a long shot, but you gotta shoot your shot, right? The emotions running through me right now. I'm excited, I'm nervous, like this is gonna be a huge culture shock to me. I've only been outside of the US going to Canada before. Now those of you that have been to Canada know it's not really much of a difference from the United States, so this whole experience over the next 2 weeks is going to cover 4 different countries so far. 4 different countries. It's not just gonna like culture shock me, it's gonna like drop kick me. I mean, this is gonna be epic, guys, and I'm taking you guys along for the journey.